was meant to be DD add-on. So if you play Mario Party 1 with a disk drive, and you insert a disk drive compatible disk with it, an error message will appear saying that the incorrect disk is inserted. This is something that ordinarily plays for games that were meant to have compatibility with the N64 DD, meaning that this implies Mario Party 1 was meant to have a DD extension or add-on, and Mario Party 2 was possibly what just came as a result of it, because as we all know, unfortunately they had a lot of plans and ambitions with the disk drive, but it was a big failure, and disappointingly they had to cancel basically all of that, and wish we could see the alternate universe where all of that stuff was realized. But anyway, it is believed that Mario Party 2 became whatever was planned here, and that might also be why Mario Party 2 is just kind of Mario Party 1, but with everything like fixed, as I talked about at the start of this series. All boards from 1 were meant to appear, so this might sound like just an extension of what we were just talking about, but there's more to it than that, because not only is that a thing, but also in the game's files, there are newly, uniquely made logos for all of the boards in Mario Party 1. They are different than what you'd see in that actual game, and it's unknown why exactly these were created. It could just be that they were planned to be the boards in the first place before they made new ones, or maybe they're supposed to coexist. Who knows, but it's super interesting, and it really could have made 2 the super definitive Mario Party. Intense emotional response from title and ending themes. This hits really personally for me, which is why I included it. Now, the title theme, I'm sure you can get, like, it's super triumphant and dynamic, and it's particularly the start of the song that I'm referring to. I'm sure you could get, like, a really big hit from that in your stomach when you feel it, and yeah, it feels kind of intentional. But the ending theme really, really does it for me. There's something about it, like, for something that's just simply meant to be, like, the end of, like, a regular Mario Party mode. I'm talking about, like, the results screen specifically. This just, something does it to me. It just hits me super hard. Like, it's so victorious and triumphant and like emotional sounding, but also kind of like tear-jerking, and I'm sure like nostalgia could play a role with it, and like a lament of how like I still don't think like any other Mario Party has like gone like equal to this one. But I don't know, man, there's just something about this song that almost brings a tear to my eye. It's just so grand, and I don't know, I love it. Toad in the Box going on forever. So Toad in the Box is one of the most anxiety-inducing mini-games, if you ask me. Mainly because there's no time limit to it whatsoever, and it's not elimination or anything. And, you know, if you play this game, then you know that those last 2 hits that you have to get are super difficult. It almost just feels like it's by random chance. Now, if you know what you're doing and, like, you're experienced enough in this game, then you can kind of just time it to the like correct milliseconds or frames to it, and kind of judge yourself like, okay, I messed up there, but now I just need to hit like just that much slightly sooner or faster, and then I should get it. But even then, it's kind of difficult to hit, and if we're talking about like unexperienced or unknowledged players, then there comes the like situation or thought that like, well, if this mini game just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and nobody gets to win, and I'm sure it's something that a lot of people playing this before have had it like pass by their mind before. Old Japanese board. This is an old obscure rumor pertaining to the game, being that just like if you played it enough, this would be a new board that you would unlock, and your characters would be wearing kimonos as the theming, and that sounds like a really fucking cool board to me. I would love to see that be made for real sometime, and I don't know where exactly this came from, but you know, it's a pretty typical rumor. I don't know why it was that thing since in particular, but yeah. And also another name for this board is Oriental, and I just didn't call it that because I don't know, I don't feel cool doing it. I just know how that's kind of like a quote-unquote like old word, if you catch my drift. I don't know how people feel, how like appropriate it is to use it in certain contexts. Maybe it's just like deemed bad if you're using it to describe people or something, but Anyway, moving on. Peach's Castle in Mysteryland. This is something really cool that I've seen a lot of people still miss now, and it's really eerie but so interesting, being that in Mysteryland, of course, this is a detail that you can only see when you like view the whole map and scroll over to it, and I think maybe also only just during like the intro very briefly. But over in the top right corner, it's on the iceberg image. You can see Peach's Castle, like in the fog hidden away. It's unmistakably Peach's Castle. It's definitely not just a generic one. It's totally that. It's definitely Peach's, and it's just so weird. Like, what is it doing there? It's just, what the fuck? And it's like, is it the real castle? And like, can you go over there? What happens if you do that? And yeah, it's just really mysterious and really makes you think, and just has that kind of like eerie like vibes of like, I'm not supposed to be seeing this. Western Land natives. Okay, now for some really uneasy feelings. So in Western Land, on the board in the like decorations and stuff, you can see teepees, like a circle of teepees, and you know, you just think nothing about it. That's just like a very old stereotypical thing to have in a setting like this. But think about historically and how dark it is. Now, I'm sure any of you who know your history at all for America know how badly the natives were treated and how they were victims of like very specific and horrible things, and genocide, attempted genocide with the smallpox blankets, and purposely hunting buffaloes near extinction to kill them off. Yes, that was a deliberately done thing. It wasn't just an accident. And then you remember this is Mario Party, woohoo! Sorry, that was a bit insensitive, but anyway, even if you take it, it's just like, oh, it's just decoration, it's not like a real thing. They still know it's a thing though, like, I mean, that had to come from somewhere, and just raises the question, like, does this Mario world have a historical equivalent to that of, like, natives being driven out and attempting to be killed off, like, entirely? And yeah, it's just a really disturbing thought when you look at and think about, like, the reality behind it. Well, if you enjoyed that good stuff, well, up next is the final layer. I swear it's probably not as, like, disheartening as this, but it's still going to be pretty neat.